Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a while since I've uploaded. A lot has gone on since. Basically when I stopped uploading to my YouTube, it's when I lost my job. So I couldn't really afford new things. Obviously I was buying food and stuff like that for my tarantulas. However, I couldn't buy any new tarantulas, I couldn't upgrade their enclosures. So the past few months I've got another job and I will be upgrading some of these enclosures as some of them are very big for what they're in. They'll be here sort of the end of this month, hopefully before then, but I'm just going to run you through what I have, because it has been a while and they have grown, and yeah, let's just sort of get into it. So first of all, we have my Genesis. Let's open it up. There she is, recently just molted. Again, very sort of big for this enclosure, definitely outgrowing it, so I will be rehousing her very shortly. What else do we have? My sun tigers. They're not out at all, but in there you can see fairly big in there, so they will all be getting upgraded. This one, where's this one to? Probably in its web. It's got like 3 crickets in there. It must be molting or something like that. Yeah, again, getting quite big, so we'll have to rehouse. This one, I can't remember which tarantula this is. I do know, but I haven't put a label on it, so I can't remember exactly. You might be able to see it down there. It might be like Togo Starburst or something along those lines. It is an old world. I've just rehoused this one because, again, getting quite big and my enclosures came early. And as you might have seen in one of my videos before, I bought this P Metallica, getting quite big. I bought this just as a sling and it is very, very big. Well, not very, very big, but big in comparison to before, at least. In here we have another sun tiger. I gotta be careful with this one, because I do only have one hand available. She's in there. I think she's pre-molt. She's literally just recently webbed this whole thing up, so be expecting a molt soon, that's for sure. And then my Kluge, but I got this free, a freebie when I spent £100 when I bought the Brazilian Jewel and the P Metallica. This has grown up since. Literally just put this one in this enclosure temporarily. You can see it's pretty basic, but it outgrew the other one it was in, and that's all I have for now. On to the slightly bigger ones. It's another one I'll be rehousing. My Dominican Purple Mel. He is looking very purple, just recently molted as well, so you can see the purple. Not going to open it up, but looking very nice. This one with all the shit on, it's no harm to them, to be fair, but this is my Panama Blonde. Don't really see this one much. I think it did just recently molt. Need to change the substrate and everything like that. This one's going to be fine here for now, but I will be upgrading this one very soon. Now, my least favourite tarantula of them all is my P Marinus RCF, aka the OBT. Had a pretty traumatic experience not long ago with it. I've just rehoused this one as well because it was getting fairly big. And in that process of rehousing, it escaped, went on my floor, went into my radiator. I had to take my radiator apart, get it. It was fine, like no troubles in terms of like injuries and stuff like that, but it was a pain in the arse and took a very long time. So I'm extra careful with this one now, as they are very, very fast. Now, on to... I need like 2 hands for this really, but making life awkward for myself. Try and slide them out if I can. Just take one. They are both the same, so you don't really need to see both. This is my salmon pink, I think. I do know what they are, but I've like recently just not bothered with the labels, so like I need to remember the names. But recently just molted, very, very big. This one will be rehoused very soon as well. I'll probably, what I'll do with the Dominican purple and another one is take them out this enclosure and then put them in my new ones I'm getting, and basically just put these two into these enclosures because they're bigger, and they'd be fine for a fair bit in them. But yeah, both the same, both quite big. The one on the bottom is, I think, going into pre-molt, so they're both molting at fairly the same rate. Next, my giant whitey. You can see, I'm pretty sure it's a guy. Could be wrong, haven't really sexed it, but yeah, getting very, very big. I think this is another one I put into a new enclosure. My Vietnam blue. Look at the webs in that, man. Crazy. But it hasn't really done much. I can't tell whether it's like pre-molt. I have fed it recently and I'm pretty sure it has 8. But it wasn't eating for a while and it wasn't really doing much. There's another one I need to rehouse eventually, but it's fine for now. Now another one I've just recently rehoused is my Versicolor. You can see her up there, going into pre-molt, webbed it up lovely in there. This is a new enclosure, so I basically put some moss for aesthetic, obviously some substrate. The moss doesn't go all the way around, it's got some like just regular substrate around the back, so but I do like the aesthetic of the moss, so I will be doing that with my new enclosures as well. And then down here we have, you're not going to be able to see it very well, but there we go, you might be able to see it a bit better there. That is my Brazilian jewel. Unfortunately, the one I bought off Spider Planet, which came in my mystery box, died. I did get it in like sort of a heat wave time, and I probably kept the substrate a bit too wet, or damp, shall I say. And in the heat wave, probably wasn't good for the tarantula. And yeah, it died unfortunately. This one I've had for a couple months now, and it is thriving. The substrate I've kept relatively dry. I give it a spray every like 5 days or so, just because it doesn't really like the water too much and damp environment. You can see her moving around now, look. But I'm pretty sure, again, going into sort of pre-molt, just webbed up the gaff. Hasn't done a trapdoor yet. I have given it a little bit of a hole there, and a couple on like the top. You can't see very well because of the glare, but yeah, hopefully she'll be doing alright. I was planning on getting another one, but I wanted to see how well she does first before I do go and get another one, as they're quite hard to keep. But I have been keeping tarantulas for a while, so should be fine, and we learn from our mistakes. And now my curly hair female. She's getting quite big, so probably going into pre-molt fairly soon. I love her. She's probably my favourite of them all. Don't like to have favourites, but she is great. She's like calm and everything. Now, this one I'm so happy about. My Brazilian Blue. I thought this one was gonna die. It wasn't looking too healthy. I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure I showed it in one of my videos somewhere, but his abdomen was looking like a bit gunky, and sort of like it didn't really eat for a long time. It wasn't really moving much. Just overall wasn't looking too healthy. And then all of a sudden, like, it started eating again, and then molted. And now I'll try and get a better angle, but yeah, looking amazing, lovely blue colour. But yeah, I was a bit scared that it was slowly dying, but it's fine for now. We're chilling. Now my other curly hair recently just molted. This one's unsexed, but again, getting very, very big already. Moving on to my Trinidad Olive. Sort of see it down there. Getting very big. Abdomen is huge. Literally webbed up everywhere. This is one I sort of recently-ish rehoused. I'm not sure if it is in one of my videos. But yeah. And then my other sun tiger, which is a female. Abdomen again looking very big. Probably going into pre-molt. Or has been for a while. She did lose a leg. I'm pretty sure I said in the video when I was rehousing it, which is just really unfortunate. Like, I do generally take care of my tarantulas and try and be extra careful when I'm doing these things, but again, like, these things happen from time to time. I have been keeping for quite a few years, and they're the sort of, like, with my Brazilian Jewel and my sun tiger, they're like two basically bad things that have happened in that time. I did have a few more slings, but unfortunately I don't know what happened to them. They might have been dead for a while, or not. I was just chucking in food, and yeah, the food was just staying. Didn't see the tarantula out. I think there was 2 slings, but again, could have been due to the heat wave that we had, as like the temperatures like dramatically changing can like affect the tarantulas and stuff. But I do have my thermometer that keeps my room, well, it doesn't keep my room cool, but I can keep an eye on it and, you know, work around it sort of thing. But yeah, that's all my tarantulas. I do have these enclosures, in fact. These coffin ones, they're very, very nice. So I might get a couple more tarantulas, or I'm thinking about getting some jumping spiders, but they don't live very long and they're just like amazing. So, you know, they don't live very long, but they're just, I don't know, there's something about them that they're just, I don't know, they hit different. But I just don't like the way you sort of somewhat build a bond with them and then they just sort of die. Whereas tarantulas, they live ages, years. Jumping spiders tend to live like 1 to 2 years roughly. So yeah, that is pretty much it in terms of the tarantulas. I will probably do a rehouse video of the tarantulas when it comes to it. So expect a video hopefully within a few weeks of me rehousing. Again, I'm sorry for the lack of uploads. I have had a lot going on. I try and stay on top of it and get more active. The only downside to me doing these videos is I'm limited to room, as I share a house with my parents. I say parents. So there isn't any sort of extra room in the house to hold more tarantulas. I do have another shelving unit, but that's got other stuff on it at the moment, but I could sort of use that in the future if I was to get more. I do want to do a couple more mystery box videos as well, because they done really well. So I might get another mystery box, maybe like a 50 quid one to a 100 quid one, sort of along that region, and see what we get. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. That's a run through. If there is anything you want to ask, feel free, and any videos you want to see, I'll try and get around to doing them. But yeah, appreciate everyone watching. See you later.